Friends, today with us Mr. Jayanta Roy Chowdhury. He is the editor, English, UNI. So, Jayanta, my question is, as the news influencer are influencing a lot into the media industry, news industry. So, what is the role now journalists or challenges before the journalists are now?
So two things are happening. One is democratization of news, which means basically anybody can be now a newsmaker and a news purveyor for that matter. So the YouTubers are coming in, people who make podcasts are coming in, etc. And some of it is, of course, adds value to journalism, but some of it actually detracts value. Mainly because there is a lot of influencers who use fake news, who use suggestive news. Paid content is also there. Paid content can be there even in journalism, which is unfortunate. But let's face facts. But the problem is that people are tired of having to sift through this huge volume of what is considered to be. People are excited that there are other kind of content creators, not just the typical newspaper and television industry. So they want genuine way, but they want at the same time accurate. So what is happening is, with all this sifting, people will ultimately decide which podcast, which YouTube channel to listen to. What they feel is genuine, what they feel is suggestive. There will always be a market for rumors.
But don't you think they are spoiled by the choices, and sometimes younger generation who are not too much aware of the news quality? They can be
They can be prey to a lot of misinformation. So, which is why the traditional media still has a big role to play. And they are into now social media too. We watch any news TV channel or any newspaper. They are also in social media. They are also giving you news content through the media. There are also very good ex-journalists who are making podcasts, who are making YouTube, and there's a big watch. Ramesh Kumar is one. All these Barkha is another. So all this content is there, which is actually enriching journalism in a way. Even traditional news agencies like UNI, for which I work, for PTI, they are also giving content to these newsmakers. These YouTube channels, these digital platforms, they are also buying content from these people. So that actually means that they will be able to access genuine news, whether it is from Reuters, from UNI, from wherever. So that's happening. That's one part of it. The other is you're enriching news. Let's understand that people will continue reading and watching news. It will not end.
But number will slow down.
Numbers will not slow down. It's a question of which format they choose. Okay. So that generation which was used to turning a newspaper, the next generation will be used to flipping through your mobile phone. So that news which was being sold by, let's say, Telegraph UK, they want in shorts, they'll get it in shorts. So that is how things are changing. So influencers have a role to play, but they have to also know their limitations. If they try to sell a bad porridge, people will say they are a bad porridge.
So you mean to say the ultimate final words for the journalists are still there?
Ultimate final
challenges or the space for them, the influencers.
I agree with you. Ultimate word, if someone is giving good journalism, whether he's trained in journalism or not, he will be heard, he will be read. Someone is not giving good journalism, someone is giving biased journalism, or is giving journalism which is shady, which is yellow, people will discard it. That's what will happen, and that's what is happening. You see the next generation, they are doing it, and they are doing it in a very fast way. They are choosing what to watch, how to watch.
Thank you, Jayanta. Thanks for your point of view. Okay, there's one more question we can accommodate. Do you think the challenges before the journalist, or is that improve the quality of journalism, or it has improved the quality of journalism, or it has made them to be multitasking?
They are learning to be multitaskers. You look at radio, All India Radio. I was having a talk on the All India Radio's talk back there, and he was telling me that we are going into podcasts. Radio is going to be
podcast is, I think, it's now most popular.
Yeah, so so he says you can't really make out which one will be ahead, but there are podcasts which have 1.5 million views within hours of it being released in the market. So this is defining, this is the new definition of journalism. So you do a bigger news and you also do a smaller bit of it, white of it, which is put out in the social media. And what happens, two things happen. One is that podcast becomes popular. Second, people after listening to that or hearing that, watching, move on to the bigger news, the actual full bulletin, try to find out what else is there. Supposing someone says ship has been struck in the Gulf of Hormuz by an incoming missile, that postcard becomes viral. Then the people want to know who hit that, what was that missile which went? Was it Al Fateh or was it an Israeli missile? What happened? How it happened? Why is someone winning? Why is someone losing? What is the impact of this
In depth.
in depth? So it's you choose how much you want to read. Earlier if you had a news article and you read a headline, you say, oh, I don't want to. Yeah, so this is like space constraint. That manual exercise is right. I want to learn more about it. I'm not
But
reading
in
it.
depth you can go on.
Yes, and you can choose what you want to learn. You want to learn about Kathak, you don't want to listen to Hormuz. So you go on to learn what is the latest in dance.
Thanks for your piece this time. This is Madhuri for the World of Positive News.